Now, this morning, I'll be introducing my guest to you shortly. But in fact, we're going to be talking about what seems to be doomsday. I mean, government is refusing to admit that this aspect of load shedding is doomsday. In fact, if you listen to the ECG boss, he says that the only reason why the lights are going out is because some transformers are overloaded and is leading to the fuses blowing up, etc. And so they've had to replace some of these transformers and maintain some of them, which is why the lights are going out. And so really, there's nothing like doomsday. Now, if you listen to the PRO for ECG, Leila, so she says that there's no need for a timetable, even though Ghanaians are asking for it. And that's because what we are describing as doomsday is not exactly what is happening. Maintenance routine is basically what's going on. It will end soon, and so there's no need to release any load shedding timetable. But if you listen to John Jinapo, for example, from the side of the minority in Parliament, he says that in fact, there's more to this than meets the eye. We're having financial challenges. We've not been able to pay the IPPs. In fact, we're not able to buy gas, and that is why we are where we are today. So in actual fact, what is happening is doomsday. Do you have lights this morning? Did you have light yesterday? Share with us what your current situation is and how you feel about the power outages. And do you also expect that, a timetable will be released anytime soon? We'll get into that conversation shortly. But business owners also say they're experiencing losses due to the ongoing power outages in the country. So George Queenan put together a story. Let's take a look at that, and I'll introduce my guest to you.
This is Ashaleboche, and it's an area part of the Adenta constituency. And I'm reliably informed that lights here go off at least 4 days in a week. And businesses and residents alike are feeling the pinch of the intermittent power outages. And so a question I want answers to is whether doomsday is back. Last week, a power outage caused Williams to lose 34 cartons of chicken thighs. His cold room booster is currently experiencing a malfunction. He's concerned about the potential collapse of his business if the situation is not promptly addressed.
Mostly they off it from morning to evening, at times to evening to the following day before it will come. The fish especially doesn't have that kind correct heart like chicken, turkey wings and those stuffs. It normally spawns in a possible time.
He believes that a quick solution to the situation would be a load shedding schedule, allowing him to make informed decisions.
Doomsday is back. Because I may say mostly those time our past president, our ex-president Mahama time, I think it was the same thing.
Godwin is located not far from Williams. He operates a barbering salon, which is also reeling under the power outage. Despite having a standby generator as an alternative, he intends to push the extra cost to his clients.
We should call a speed a speed. If it is doomsday, it is doomsday. But trying to hide behind, let's say, political colors and say, oh, doomsday is better in our term than the previous term or previous governments, it wouldn't help. We should rather face the problem up front and solve it.
Over the past 3 months, he has been unable to make precise income projections.
It's very difficult to even make plans. Maybe you have debtors to pay, you have suppliers to pay, you have employees to pay. And all these financial obligations are dependent on whatever happens with your sales. So if you're not able to realize those monies, it becomes very difficult to.
During our visit to Ashaleboche, Alhaji Musa Seidu informed the news team that all his rechargeable lights have been charged due to an anticipated outage in the evening.
At Boche here is very rampant. As I speak, maybe today I asked my family to plan for it. It's really affecting us as customers too, because before you come here to have your hair cut, you've planned for something. Maybe you have a program to attend, which is based on time. So you are here and maybe in the middle of the haircut and the lights goes out. It's a bad feeling.
Power providers are facing increasing pressure to come out with a load shedding schedule to manage the intermittent power outages. George Queenan, TV3 News, Ashaleboche, Accra.
So in that case, will there be a timetable? Well, Naneku Avle is joining us in the studio. She is a member of the NDC Communications team. We're also expecting Rabi Salifu, the Deputy Communications Director for the NPP, to join us, and Nanaya Chimpim Jantwa as well to join us. And so if they do get in, we'll have that conversation with them. But Naneku Avle is here anyway. Good morning.
Morning,
How you
Bella.
doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Do you have lights?
I didn't have lights, I think, 2 days ago, and then
Okay.
yesterday also. But this morning I had lights.
You had
I'm
lights,
sure it's gone off.
You're sure, but you're
Oh,
not
yes.
home, so you cannot really tell. What time
but-
did it go off yesterday?
It went off yesterday, I think around 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then it came on in the morning,
Oh,
and then went off again in the evening. And came on this morning. So as of this morning, when I was leaving home, I had light. But what it says is that it's not even stable. The current is not even stable. So it's on and off, on and off. They are blowing up our TV, blowing up our...
have you lost any appliance?
Yes, I lost my TV, I think, last week.
Oh.
And I had to get a new one, yes.
And it was because the lights were fluctuating?
Yes, it's fluctuating on and on, on and off, on and off, on and off. And that is not right. You see, as a country, when you are in government, Bella, you are supposed to respect the people that gave you the mandate to rule them. And I always say it is important you respect the citizens of a country. And so when you are in government, like this NPP government is in government, and they have decided not to respect the good people of Ghana, they have decided to disrespect us.
How so? What have they done?
They are not giving us a timetable. In our days, when there was doom, so we respected Ghanaians. We gave Ghanaians timetable. And so when you have a timetable, you are aware fully that, okay, on Tuesday, my lights will go off. So Monday evening, you iron all your stuff. You make sure if you have fish in the fridge, if you have any food in the fridge, you make sure you microwave it down or do something to preserve it. Bella, do you understand?
Yeah.
But here is the case that these group of people are so arrogant. They don't respect us. We are experiencing doomsaw. We are all crying that we are
Well, they said it's
experiencing...
not doomsaw.
It is, Bella.
They said it's not. I mean, the external communications manager of ECG, Leila Abubakar, she said that the current power outages across the country does not necessitate the implementation of a load shedding timetable. In fact, what is happening is not doomsaw.
So what is happening? What is it?
Well, she says it's not doomsaw. She says other factors may account for the recent power outages. The thing is, we just want people to be aware that when your power goes off, it's not always a matter of load shedding. There are other issues.
So what
when
are
you
they-
listen to the ECG, for example, they released a statement a couple of days ago, and they explained why the lights may go off in some areas. If I may read, they said that the ECG wishes to inform our cherished customers and the general public that so far 630 distribution transformers within communities across our operational areas have been identified to be full to capacity due to increased demand. This situation may result in blown fuses and broken conductors, causing outages, especially during the peak load period between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. in the affected areas. We wish to assure our customers that transformer upgrading and new projects are ongoing to relieve these transformers to ensure a more reliable power supply. So they're saying this is not doomsaw. Our transformers are overloaded and they need to maintain and replace some of them.
Bella, let me tell you something. We don't need a soothsayer to tell us what is going on. We are seeing that they are not paying the IPPs. Last year, they came to give them a warning that if they don't pay them, they would cut off the power. And so we are aware of what is going on. This is a government that we left a Mary Power Plant to. When we were in power, we gave them the car power ship, T2 power plant. We added on to the capacity of the power. When they came to power, they have not added any megawatts at all to anything. What they have done is that all the monies we left this NPP government, all the monies in the ESLA, that was about 3 billion when we were leaving office, all the money from the oil fields, all the money from the sinking fund that we left them, all the money that we left this government in order to help us manage the economy well. They have squandered all the money. Otherwise, how come they are not able to pay the IPPs? They should answer that. If it is not doomsaw, what is it? But the excuses they are giving Ghanaians is not tangible enough. And we know what is going on. What is going on is doomsaw. And all they want to do is to delay this process of not paying the IPPs because they know they are getting off power and then leave it with us.
They said they've come to an agreement with the IPPs, and so now they understand exactly what the plans are, and in due time they would pay them.
Yes, so that is why Ghanaians are saying that if in due time you pay them, what is preventing you from paying? If you can pay them tomorrow, why are you not paying them today if you have the money?
Because they have foreign exchange challenges, and so monies that they owe in the past because of the the
legacy
city not
debt
being stable. Now, when they collect monies, they have to now go and sort those bills out.
Yes, but Bella, listen, this is why we left ESLA. ESLA was meant to pay legacy debt. We left them ESLA. When they came, they have come to collateralize all of it. They've collateralized it up to 2035 or so. And so all the monies coming into the ESLA fund is not available anymore. And so they cannot tell us it's not doom and it's about what? They are telling us is the problem is money issues. And then at the other side, they come and tell us, oh, it's not money. We will pay them later. If you're able to pay them later, why don't you pay them now? See, the suffering in this country is too much now. And this is a government that has collapsed so many jobs, even when there was no doom. In their era that they claimed there was no doom, they have collapsed a lot of businesses. Businesses have folded up, even when they said we don't have doom. And as if that is not enough, now they are giving us doom. And instead of them to respect us, give us a timetable, let us know our schedule, let us know what to do at what time, they are not doing so. They keep disrespecting Ghanaians, they keep ruling the country with arrogance, impunity, and all that, even though they have been abysmal. So this doom we are experiencing, all Ghanaians, we all know that this is doom Bella. This is doom and they shouldn't pretend it's not doom It is doom
Well, Nanaya Chimpim Jantua has also joined us this morning, and it's good to see you in the studios, Nanaya. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm well. I'm a bit tired and lethargic, but I'm well.
You had a busy day yesterday?
Yeah, I've been having a busy time. You know, you need to survive, right?
Yes,
you
do.
The hustle that you do to get whatever you need to survive it's not that easy. You know, we are not part of the MPP where they get easy money to chop.
Do they?
If they don't, they would do things better. If they were not comfortable, if you don't feel comfortable, you know there is a problem. Then you deal, you fix it. But if they were not comfortable, they would have fixed it. Because Bella, it's not an easy road down there. Not at all.
I pray for grace for you.
Yeah, I mean, for most people, it's not easy. I mean, you speak to business people, you speak to everybody, it's not easy. And even now, you can't even do, you know, sometimes if you have some small cash, you could do something with it, even buy some treasury bills. Even there's so much uncertainty about treasury bills. The fixed this thing, deposit or whatever we do, that one, the rate is so low. I mean, you can't do anything. The system is so bad, and I'm wondering what really this government is doing. I'm wondering why are they there, I think, and wanting to come back.
They say to continue the things that
to continue the bad things that they have started, to continue the punishment that they have started, to continue the subjugation that they've started. That's what they want to do. I mean, there's no point for them to come back.
There's no point for them to come back. So this breaking the eighth mantra is just...
No, the point
is
that...
it won't be a reality.
What is the point, really? If you consider what we are going through, what's the point? A government is meant to look after its people. A government is for the people, by the people.
Yes.
We vote for a government, and you are for us. And even the Constitution of Ghana tells us categorically that the sovereignty of this nation, the power lies with the people. Whatever the government is looking after is for us. And they are just custodians of what we have. And if you cannot use that to benefit us and to improve our lives, then what is it?
And then to make matters worse, now there's doomsday as well. I mean, the lights
you see,
keep going on and off.
Sweetheart, good morning to Ikea, my comrade and my friend. She's angry with me, don't mind her.
Ikea is angry with you?
Yeah,
Oh.
She was talking this morning, don't mind her. Good morning to Bella, you're looking great.
Thank you.
You should do Ghana man.
Ghana
But
man.
yours is a mix of Ghana and America, right?
Contemporary. Oh, this is not America. This is Africa.
Greetings to everybody, your viewers, your team. You see, if anybody, what is that girl writing?
Which girl?
The girl, there's some beautiful girl at ECG.
Layla, you said what's she writing? Well, she was saying that what's happening now is not doomsor.
She can't, you see, they shouldn't put her into trouble. ECG should not be put into trouble. It is a chain. You have VRA, grid co ECG. ECG brings. She cannot tell us. You see, these are the things. You cannot tell us that because they are overloaded transformers, there is doomsor. Okay, what were you doing all this time? Were you not monitoring your systems to know that the transformers are being overloaded? I mean, you shouldn't use these excuses. I beg here. See, this is a bit infantile, and it's a bit of a disrespect to consumers in this country. I mean, if you come tell us that because transformers are overloaded, so lights go on, I mean, for a specific period of time, there's a word for it, it's not coming. That 7 to the next morning 7 is an overloaded transformer over vast areas. Is that an overloaded transformer?
So what is it exactly?
It's doomsor. There's an issue of inadequacy of power. Either it is money or it is capacity. It cannot be capacity because, one, the issue of capacity has been resolved. Number two, it is, I mean, it is more of a finance thing. Because there are plants, and if the plants are down, the government themselves said that there's excess capacity that they are paying for.
Yeah.
So if there is even a capacity issue, then it means you have excess power that can be called on board. We have a redundancy of 300 megawatts. That is always there in case there's a shortfall. So if there is a plant that has not been deployed, because you deploy a plant based on the merit order being that, are you available? Are you cheap? Is it easy to dispatch you? So if you are there and you are not being dispatched, and let's say that some of the friendly plants are down, we could fall on maybe a plant that is more expensive, a little bit more expensive. So if you have excess capacity, we should not have what we are going through. You see, the PURC did a tariff, how many, a year last year?
Yeah.
So the issue of new equipment for the utilities, the issue of transformers being replaced was factored in as part of the tariff, because you need to tell the regulator what you need to operate effectively. And based on what the utilities present to the PURC, a tariff is presented, or a tariff is given or approved. So how do you come back after 1 year and say that your transformers are overloaded? And because of that, you see, when the transformers are overloaded, it is intermittency.
Okay.
Like we are here, there'll be brownouts, it will go off, it will come on. That one is a localized problem. But not when you shed 450 megawatts. Not when you shed 320, 318, 200 megawatts, 147, continuously. Within a certain space of time. It is doomsor. The only reason, you see, I'm not putting politics into it because this is about Ghana.
Yeah.
It is important that we do understand that this government should do well by us. You see, the only reason that I will agree that you cannot bring a schedule because it is finance.
Okay.
It is not capacity. Because if it is capacity, you know that I don't have the capacity, so I cannot do anything about it. But if today money comes, then there's a schedule. Then you have to withdraw the schedule. Because immediately you get the money, then the power is on.
But at least, to be fair to the people who are also paying for it.
So you should be able to come, so come out and say that every day, not even like this. So this one, if you are bringing out a schedule, it should be an announcement that today, because we haven't gotten the money today. So today we are shedding this area and that area. Tomorrow we can get money. Tomorrow money can come. Then there will be no shedding. So anytime you are faced with a difficulty, announce it.
Okay.
Do you get me? Anytime, because if I have money, I don't have money today to do something. Tomorrow I have the money. Okay, let me break it down simply. Today the family, we don't have money to eat. There's no money, we are broke. So we are eating something small. But tomorrow we might have money and we eat something big. So we can't say that you'll be hungry for a week. But then what you have to say is that, okay, today, guys, we don't have money, so this is what we are eating. So they should let us understand that the plants are available, or free they are available, because when the NDC was leaving power, everybody knew that load shedding was over. His Excellency John Dram, that one I was saying, he resolved it. His government resolved that one. The capacity was resolved. ESLA was put in place to ensure that in case there is no money, then you can fall on ESLA to what? Buy fuel. This one is a fuel issue.
Okay.
Do you get me? They cannot buy fuel. There's no cash to buy fuel. There's no.
So how long do we have to wait then? Like you're saying, there should be there should be an announcement.
Yeah, there should be some communication to the effect that we are shedding load.
But they did that a couple of days ago where they said, but in actual fact, they still attributed it to the replacement of transformers.
But
and they said because of that, expect your lights to go off between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m.
No, but 6 p.m. 11 p.m. is load shedding. There's no transformer issue. Because you see, if your transformer is overloaded, what you experience are brownouts, fluctuations in the light. And this one is localized. So which areas have issue? They say about 650 transformers. Which are the areas? You can't just save 650 transformers across the country. Because this light off that is going, it is even in Cape Coast, Central Region, Ashanti, everywhere. So the 650 transformers, where are they located? Are they located only in Accra? Are they located in Kumasi? Do you understand? People living in, you see, this one is ECG talking. People in the netco areas are also experiencing load shedding. Let me say power curtailment. So these 650 transformers, where are they located? So if I know that I am not within the jurisdiction of the 650 transformers, then I am out of it. But if you say that it is the 650 transformers that is creating the problem, then you have to let us know. Because you see, this issue of cash waterfall is also a problem. We have heard, we do not know, that the distribution of the money has become a problem, and the money that has gone into that fund is not adequate. So where is the money? Where is the money? See, the first question we should ask, that ECG does what? Collects the revenue on behalf of everybody and do this cash waterfall thing. So where is the money?
Well, that's a question for the gods. In fact, the PRC
Which gods is that?
Well, we don't know. I mean, PRC released a report, and maybe we can put up that report so we can get further details on exactly, how much ECG is raising in terms of revenue and who they are paying as well. And so if we can put that up so we can take a look at that, I would be grateful. So that's actually it. It says that the cash waterfall mechanism implementation, this is for January 2024. And so it was based on invoices submitted for November 2023. The total ECG revenues reported for January 2024 is 820,450,000 Ghana cedis. Maybe we can go to the table to see. So it says that, okay, please come down just a little bit. This is a total amount of 512,835,200 Ghana cedis, representing the total payments due 6 independent power generators, as level A was deducted from the collected revenues reported by ECG. The remaining 307 million in excess, after deducting the payment to the IPGs, was then allocated to state-owned enterprises, regulators, and some embedded generators within the ECG network in level B. This is captured in table 1 below, and so that's clearly what you're seeing.
Which are the state-owned enterprises?
Well, I'm not too sure which ones those are, but
the
we'll
regulators
get to that.
I know is Energy Commission and PURC.
Okay.
Because they have a levy. Do you get me? So whatever is collected, they should get their portion. And embedded generators, maybe I think that power something in the enclave. There's some power this thing, and 1 or 2 of them. But my issue is who are the SOEs?
Well, let's go further down and see if maybe we can see a couple of companies that are also part of it. And so this is basically what the statement is
the
referring
regulatory
to.
levy is there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, there's another table as well for the level B.
Please come down.
as
Come
well.
Please, I want to look.
You want to go up a bit?
No, I want
okay.
to see something. The regulatory levy PRC EC Ministry of Energy Propor
and Power Component.
That is not even much. So let's go. I just wanted to find out which of the. So is it the SO? Is it maybe it's the Ministry of Energy Rural Electrification Project, which is part of the levy. Which is part of the PRC levy. Maybe that is the SOE they are talking about.
Okay.
And maybe GMPC, GNCC, and that's Ghana Gas.
Yes.
They are all parts within the chain.
Exactly.
So they are not purely SOEs. Do you get me?
Okay.
So I don't really know which SOEs. Maybe that is what they are saying that they are SOEs.
Hopefully Hajia can give us the details. We are not too familiar with that. Okay, let's scroll further down.
I'm not familiar, but I'm not sure.
Okay, you're not sure.
Maybe let's say that those are also government institutions. So
I see that to be more of the rural electrification.
That is
more like
Fishery. That's so that I don't want to speculate. That's why I even said I'm not sure.
That one is Ministry of Energy because there's a component of the energy levies
that's supposed to.
That's supposed to go to.
Well, let's carry on. So it says that the Ministry of Finance is expected to release an amount of 200,310,523.25 in accordance with the cash water mechanism guidelines and the approved CWM model. This is to make up for the shortfalls in the level B category beneficiaries to ensure that no arrears accumulate in the power sector. The Public Utilities Regulation Commission issued relevant payment instruction on behalf of the cash waterfall mechanism to the Ministry of Finance to pay for the shortfalls to level B beneficiaries. And this is to prevent any new debt accumulation and to improve overall debt sustainability. So that's the summary of that as well, how much the Ministry of Finance had to top up in order to make that payment. That's a total of 200 million and more. And then actual disbursement of revenue to sector players, that also gives you a table of exactly how much. And it says in this slide that the total actual revenue reported by ECG to level A beneficiaries stood at 120 million instead of the 43 million equivalent to 514,000 million Ghana cedis using PURC published projected Ghana cedi US dollar exchange and rates of 11.9624 for quarter 4 of 2023. And so clearly, even though we're collecting the monies, we're not able to collect enough, also because the cedi itself is unstable. Absolutely. So the ECG boss had said that because of that, when they receive the money, as much as they would want to make payments, they also have to offset the arrears because of the instability of the cedi. Absolutely. And that is why they owe so much money. So then, well, let me just invite Hajia in. Hajia Rabi Salifu is the Deputy Communications Director. Hold on.
When you finish, I have to come back.
I'll come back to you, don't worry. Well, Hajia Rabi Salifu has also joined us, the Deputy Communications Director for the NPP. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you this
Ramadan
morning.
Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem to you.
Do you want
as
to
well.
try fasting for a day?
Well, Christians also do, yeah.
No, I mean our fasting.
Well, Christians do the dry fasting.
So I was told with the dry fasting, you don't take dawn meals.
No, we don't take anything.
So I want you to try the one with the dawn meal.
Well, Christians, you know, a number of Christians are in the Lent season right now, and so some are fasting. In fact, a number of us also fasted at the beginning of the year for 21 days, or 40 days, depending.
And you have been fasting yourself?
Oh, yes.
Days, yeah.
Yes.
And how was your honeymoon?
It's not bad at all.
But you know we striked against you. Did you know that?
Oh, you did? I haven't seen you since.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I had something big, like a big issue. I made
I'm sorry, Hajia. I'm sorry. Let's talk about Dumso.
Anyway, good morning.
Welcome. I hope you're well.
To my senior colleagues. And honestly, I have, it's been a long time I have sat to admire my own auntie's submission. Nanaya's submission. And I think, I'm not flattering her, but the fact that she has gone very technical on the issue and her position is what I have actually gotten admiration for. And it is true. For me, what actually gladdens my heart is when I read from the MD, when he actually admitted and apologized. I honestly don't like when and when I say when we, politicians, sometimes starts to pretend about certain things. there are critical issues that is holding us back at the moment. And we just thank God that it's not about capacity, but rather other technical challenges. Now, me commenting on this wouldn't tell you and shouldn't even start to tell you that I'm a technical person or an insider. However, the readings I have done, listening to people who are technically inclined and very discerning conversations informs me that there is still hope for us. It is sad that we are experiencing this on, off and all that. But what gives me a very high sense of solace is the fact that we are beginning to hear that technically there are about 91 health facilities that are owing the ECG, and a warning has been sent. And this amount of money isn't a joke, because when you look at 261 million Ghana cedis, it's something that we all should be thinking of how to get back, so that even if the case is as Nanaya stated, when I'm with Nanikwe and Nanaya, I get confused because they are both Nana. So forgive me if I'm actually interchanging the names, but it's quite confusing. So we should be looking at how we would get it. And for me, the fact that the boss also admitted that they haven't done enough in terms of communication is something that also gives me hope. I wouldn't have even come to comment on this because I was like, I may do this whole issue of doom. So I'm not sure. I need to ask further questions and I need to follow the conversations to understand. And of course, I have read, I have listened, and I have actually asked questions. And that tells us that, look, we shouldn't wait as a country to get to a point where businesses will be collapsing. And this is going straight to the ECG. If it is about not communicating clearly enough, somebody should be telling us. Yesterday, I listened to Leila Abubakar, their external PR person.
Yeah.
She said it's hard to do with various challenges, including revenue mobilization issues. So for me, it's as simple as they sitting back, they being prompt with their communication. And that brings me back to an announcement they made, which I verified before even coming, which had to do with the installation of the transformer. And actually the figure there is 630, not 650. I am pretty sure maybe someone would have misled Nanaya, but it's 630 that they released and not 650. So I just wish to put that. It's, of course, it's in the 600s, but people are listening, and if there is information to be given, it's always important to put that across. The issue of debt and who is having the money and all that, I would encourage all of us to be more patriotic. If it is about government stepping in, I have listened to the Ministry of Finance, yes, yesterday at my sister's own vetting, when she said that, look, the fact that some are connecting illegally could be one of the reasons. You see, sometimes...
Why there's doom so?
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm not quoting her verbatim. And please, I don't want to be crucified for this. I am just paraphrasing what she said. She made an observation on my way.
Abena Asare.
Yeah. When I was coming, I was listening to CBS, and they were discussing it. I saw the sentiments. I heard what the comments were. But I want to always say, even the Dr. Abukari who made the analysis, he said, look, it could be seen as one of the causes and not entirely the case. Now, it's not time for anybody to blame anyone. It's not time for ECG to say, and Ghanaians are this, or government should say, and this. Yes, it's painful when you are making up to a situation, or you are topping up when in actual sense somebody ought to take up responsibility. So I think generating revenue, even internally, they should be smart and proactive enough about it. You shouldn't wait for power theft to be so intense for you to start saying you are not able to procure fuel as a result of this. If you were doing the collection effectively, I doubt if we would have gotten to this stage. So for me, this is not partisan, and that is what brought my admiration. This is not political, of course.
I don't think anybody is necessarily making it political.
That's why I said I even actually admire how she actually presented, because like I said in my opening, if we pretend about this, it's going to worry all of us. Your shop, my shop, your food in the fridge, the farm that is using irrigation, though some use solar, but some have a different ways of empowering or powering other machines that they are using across. And that is affecting productivity irrespective. So for me, yes, I have asked. I can show you message that I sent to them. I said, it's doom so bad. I deliberately sent it to him.
And what answer did you get when you asked? Who did you ask in particular?
The ECG boss.
He's still insisting there's no doom so.
Of course, he is very certain that there is no doom so. And he is so sure that they are just challenges and they are on top and would be able to
Are they really on top? Because even per the statement that they released, they said the lights will go off between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m.
Yes.
But the lights are going off between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. There are some, Nanekia says that her lights were off 6 p.m. the night before. They didn't come on till the morning. Yes. So they are not even going by the schedule that they have given us.
So the best...
They haven't brought a schedule.
Well, the announcement that they've given us.
And I called the ECG in my neighborhood. They told me that it was load shedding.
Oh.
Yes. They told me. Yes, from Gridco. When you ask them, they tell you.
So, Haja, if that's the case...
I personally wouldn't work with... I don't want to use not authoritative, but I'll be more comfortable hearing from the boss himself and other technical people. Because, of course, observations are observations. If I am a member of the NPP and I have my opinion on election, organization or exercise, and I speak, it doesn't make it the voice of the party. It doesn't as well make it the voice of the national chairman, unless, of course, we have come out with a unique voice, a unanimous statement that I will come and communicate on behalf. So if I am reading a statement from ECG, that is authorized and authenticated, that one I'll be more comfortable. But calling another officer who probably will be sharing an opinion, I'm not saying Nana Ekuya is lying or she's not saying what is true, but what I am saying is that it could be somebody's opinion. And opinions, yes, they do come. But as to whether when you validate them, they will be true or not is the problem.
But it's the ECG boss being honest with us. Now, if you even listen
you want me to start judging him now?
No, you see, because you listen to what the statement says, that it's because the transformers are overloaded. And very valid question. At what point did we realize that these transformers were getting overloaded? Why have we waited till this time? And all of a sudden, we have to deal with load shedding. And then also...
Transformers cannot give you load shedding.
You know, John Jinapo says that, and I'll read what he says. In this era of information communication, do not think that you can swindle people.
At all.
The capacity is 3,012 megawatts. The peak demand is 3,663 megawatts. Exports to Cote d'Ivoire has been reduced to 27 megawatts. Burkina Faso, 150 megawatts, and Togo is at 54 megawatts. So load management by ECG is at 600 megawatts. So from a generation point of view today, there's a deficit of 600 megawatts. Some plants are down for maintenance and lack of fuel. They don't have money to buy adequate fuel. Yes. And then our gas production is also declining. In fact, it has declined by 32% since 2017. And so in terms of the amount of gas, it is going down. So he says that if you come and tell us that our transformers are overloaded, people are listening. You can't tell us they are overloaded overnight.
Bella.
There have been issues. Have you been honest about these issues from jump?
It still goes back to productivity and proactivity. For me, I think they should sit up. And admitting that even in terms of communication to the masses is not enough is something that I am happy about. Look, nobody should actually say we are going, like he said, we'll be swindled or we should be misled or any wrong information should be taken. So for me, I still go back to my point. The right thing should be done. We have the capacity, and everybody knows we have the capacity. If it is about revenue mobilization, do what is expected of you. I don't want to say ABC should go and pay, ABC shouldn't do illegal connection and all that. Look, if you are driving a car, you ought to know the functionality of the car and should be able to stand up to whatever challenge with it. It is challenging, of course, and I am appealing to them. In fact, we shouldn't be reminding them so many times that this ought to be done. And that inconsistency they are serving us, we don't really want to have that. So I am speaking on behalf of party today, telling them that, look, we are a political party that is very credible. We are a political party that cares for the people of Ghana. And we are a political party that comes to tell you that, look, we will be fine and we have been fine. So because
have we really been fine? We have not been fine,
when we got prediction of crash, when we, look, we probably will not be absolutely fine, but we are not doing bad, Bella. We are not.
We're not doing bad.
Honestly, we are not.
If I have to deal with light on and light off for hours, I don't think you can tell me that businesses...
Bella, it's sad. It's sad.
Business owners were interviewed and they're talking about how this is crippling their business.
I totally agree with you. It's sad. But I am just reassuring and appealing to Ghanaians that this is the NPP. And when we say we will be on their neck, when we say we are your mouthpiece, and we say our advocacy wouldn't just stay on the table, we would push it.
This is PR.
To your,
Are you failing to admit that is doomsday because, or you're failing to release a schedule because you know that once you do that, then it's going to fire back at you because these are the same words that you used against the NDC when they were in power and there was doomsday. And so you feel like if you should admit it now, then it's as if the same thing you were crying about then is what you have brought back.
In my opinion, I told you I'm not a PRO for them. I am not speaking for them.
Well, you're speaking on behalf of the party.
What I am saying is that, knowing where we sit, knowing us as a political party, when we beg Ghanaians to say, look, we would make sure they do the right thing, we certainly would do that. And we have records to show. We do. Of course we do.
I see.
When we all were getting so stressed, we told you, look, we will come out with pragmatic measures that would ease, even if it doesn't clean everything, if it doesn't take us. So yes, this might sound not too necessary, but what I am saying is that even if you were sick and somebody comes to tell you sorry, it still means well.
I see.
Someone is listening, and I know someone do appreciate my appeal and reassurance.
Let Nanekwe have a last bite on this so we can move on to our next topic.
Bella, what is happening in this country is rather unfortunate. Today, Rabi is saying that it's not time for us to blame anybody for the doomsday. When it is our era, it was time for us to blame Mahama for doomsday. Now, it is about time we hold this MPP government to the same standards they held Mahama to. If they were able to tell us in 2016 that doomsday was collapsing businesses, that doomsday was creating problems in the economy, and then when they take over, they will resolve it. The same thing they said in 2016 about doomsday, that is the same thing they are supposed to be saying now. Now, the truth of the matter is that the MPP government owes in excess of $1.5 billion to the IPPs that they have not paid. Let us also take note that the NDC government inherited electricity coverage of 60.5% in 2009. Within 8 years, the NDC Mahama administration increased access to electricity to 83.24%. And I am happy today they are saying that it is not capacity issue. It is not capacity issue because we, the NDC, solved it and brought in the Ameri, the car powership, and everything to solve the capacity issue. After getting the capacity and all the plans, what the NPP government is supposed to do is to ensure that the IPPs are paid, which they are not doing so. And like I'm telling you, they owe in excess of over $1.5 billion. That is what they owe. The NDC expanded electricity access by 22.74%. Then, what they have increased their electricity access to is just 5.6%. Now, what I want to emphasize is that what Akufo-Addo came to promise Ghanaians and have decided to do otherwise and have failed abysmally and shambolically, they shouldn't come to any platform to come and defend. Ghanaians need to be respected. If you have problems paying the IPPs, come and tell us how you will manage to pay them. And don't leave us to be wondering about. This MPP government, Bella, they have failed drastically. They have failed. And like Nanaya, no, we can't trust them. And like what Nanaya said, they are not supposed to be given another chance. Doesn't Bawumia becoming a president scare you? For me, the thought, the idea of that Bawumia wants to be a president scares me. Because even Akufo-Addo, who told us he had his own money and that he didn't need Ghanaians, he didn't need our money for anything, look at how far and how abysmal he has performed. What of Bawumia, who has not told us yet that he has some money? what Akufo-Addo has done to Ghanaians, Bawumia will do worse. And this
How do you know this for a fact?
I know for a fact. See, you don't need a soothsayer to tell us.
That he'll do worse?
Of course. What he do worse? When he was coming, was he not? Why is he not campaigning on economic issues again? See, it's about time that when we sit on platforms like this, we don't just discuss one topic. Next time we are here, you have to give us the room to discuss sector by sector.
Now you want to direct production for us.
No, I'm suggesting. Because when we come, no, this is election year. Bella, listen, this is an election year.
Yeah, but as a media house, we are very much aware
I am just suggesting. I am just suggesting.
Okay.
I am just suggesting that it is an election year. And the issues at stake are a lot under this NPP government. And so this is the time when we sit on platforms like this. We have to take them sectorial, sector by sector, sectorial performance.
We're handling
this
the energy sector today.
Yes, this energy sector, we are saying confidently, and I am speaking confidently, that the cause of this doomsday is because of mismanagement, because the NPP people have squandered, because of the PDS. You know that the PDS scandal is one of the biggest scandals in the energy sector. We lost over $1.8 billion to PDS. They collected revenue tariffs. Within 6 months, they collected 1.5 billion cedis. Within 6 months, as tariffs under the PDS scandals. Till date, have they come to give Ghanaians accounts? This is a government that does not want to be accountable for anything. So in our energy sector, the capacity, we love them, they have mismanaged it. How did they mismanage it? They mismanaged it by chopping all the revenues that has come into their possession. And so please, they shouldn't take Ghanaians for granted.
Well, they should not take Ghanaians for granted. Nana, I've seen that you've written down a few things. You might want to still go on.
Yeah, because you see, Ekria was saying something that when during the NDC time there was Dunso and the MPP used it, spoke largely about it to their benefits. And I think that the NDC also, if they want to equalize, should do same. Because if they are not using it as an opportunity, I mean, to do whatever they want to, because the MPP actually use it, they still use it, the least opportunity they get, they are talking about Dunso. But I do not think that the NDC is doing same. Maybe they are being nice to them. That one is their own destiny.
So they should be hammering on this more?
Because it's for Ghanaians. If you hammer on it, you are talking about it for Ghanaians. Did you get me? You are talking, because whatever my little sister said, it is all mangled up, and I don't think that they should give her that kind of headache. This is not something that she should be the one talking about. Did you get me? Because it is more than what she is talking about. And also one thing I'll just chip in there, is it the Minister for
Minister of State in charge of finance?
She should not talk about energy issues. She's not versed to do that. Because how can you? I listened to her at a point and it wasn't this thing. And also you say illegal connections.
Yes.
Illegal connection has been with us since. There is an allowable loss of 21% within the tariff. And out of the allowable loss, we have 10% for commercial losses and 11% for technical losses. So for illegal connections, it's always been with us. You try to resolve it. Where somebody puts a meter under their bed, when you are in the sector, you see all manner of things. So there's some allowable loss. It is there. If you go beyond that, then there is a punitive measure against you. So she should not say illegal connection. And when illegal connections are there, we don't face doomsday.
But she's saying that we should change our attitude so that we can fix this problem
together. But now we are
together.
talking about doomsday. You don't fix doomsday with everybody. Fixing doomsday is the specificity and the responsibility of government.
Okay.
Do you get me? Because there are tools that you use to solve doomsday. Capacity,
so the consumers are no more stakeholders.
Capacity and fuel. When it comes to issue of theft, then it is our responsibility to make sure we don't steal.
Which is why she's asking that change your attitude.
Please, I beg you. You don't link the two.
Oh, okay.
What is the capacity? How much energy do you get out of? You can only say that illegal connections is a problem associated with doomsday when you can quantify the energy that is being lost. through illegal connections.
Well, she says, and I quote, that illegal structures, meters, and other infractions caused ECG to lose around 30% of the power it produces.
No. If you lose 30% of the power you produce, you've gone beyond the mark of 21%. It means you are not being effective.
Yes. That one is. I spoke about this.
Hold on.
It is not the Ghanaian. Because you should ensure anybody would want to take power for free because nobody really want to pay the high tariffs we are paying now. So it is your duty to monitor to ensure that you don't go beyond your expected allowable loss. Do you get me?
Which is what, 20 what?
21%.
Okay.
Because this allowable loss, we are talking within the whole sector. Do you understand me? The whole distribution sector, NEDCO, ECG, 21% allowable loss. So maybe because ECG has a bigger, wider coverage, theirs will be 15, and maybe the up there will be 7 or 6. So illegal structures which don't have meters, it is the work of ECG to. It's like collecting taxes. There's a work of GRA to cover everybody to pay tax. Do you get me? So you cannot attribute these things to load shedding. It has been there. I'm saying that it has been there forever. 2017. Was there no illegal connections? But
she says if we want to succeed, then we all have to work together.
I am saying that she should not.
So while government is doing their part, Ghanaians should do their part.
Bella, don't shift the argument.
I'm not shifting. I'm reading exactly what she is saying.
She should not even
She
talk.
shouldn't.
She shouldn't add because load shedding has no correlation to illegal connection.
Okay.
I also wanted to say that in this situation, you need to have a crisis communication team.
Yes.
Because when I was in PURC, we had the whole crisis communications team headed by the PURC of all the stakeholders in the sector. So it is not one person who is coming to say or one entity. We decide who communicates. That is why most times you saw the regulator out there, because the regulator is the one who has an overview and oversight of the whole system. So they should have a crisis communication team. We are in a crisis. They shouldn't put it under the carpet. Because you see, when it comes to electricity, I remember when I was there, I said that nobody should politicize energy issues. Because when it comes to electricity and you want to hide, by the time you realize it has gotten out of hand, you need to face it head on. You need to let the people know what is going on. This issue of hiding it under the carpet and it is no transformer.
So the external communications officer, for example, for ECG, should not be the one communicating.
No,
the executive director should not.
They should decide who should be communicating.
Okay.
Do you get me? A crisis communication team is put together, and they should decide who should be communicating. Typically, in this situation, maybe Boatin should be the one communicating, or somebody in a higher decision, not even the chief executive. Because if the chief executive makes a mistake in communication, when the chief executive makes a mistake and he's the one who has spoken, nobody else can speak again.
Okay.
Okay, Bella, let us also not forget that the ECG boss said electricity is a privilege. Like, really? Seriously? See, no. Let me finish.
Okay.
He came, he said
that's an old video. That's an old interview.
Whether it is old or it is new, nobody under ECG can tell us electricity is a privilege. If they don't know what electricity is, they should go read about it.
Okay.
See, as we speak, Bella, big.
Please,
you know the big.
We have to move on. You've had your chance.
Bella,
you've had your chance, please.
Let's talk. It's my turn.
Because we have very limited time, and I really want us to move to our second topic.
The ECG issues is too much.
You can't have the whole day. Let me say,
let Haja come in.
You can't have the whole
Let Haja come in.
I need to come in. I didn't take your time, so didn't take my time.
Solve the doom saw. So what we are experiencing is doom saw. Solve the doom saw.
What is she doing? Is she now the moderator?
Haja, please speak.
Bella, she taking your
So in this case, Nanaya is saying that there should have been a crisis management team to handle this communication. Nanaya, that's what I'm asking you about.
It's not too nice for her to just be doing.
Should the ECG boss be the one? Should ECG even communicate? Because if you listen to
what I do,
if you listen to Nana Mwesi, the 7th, and let me just bring that in. He says that please let's focus on the show. Please,
okay,
we don't have
focus
time.
On you
Thank
because
you.
She's just deliberately distracting me. Let's go.
Now, we see the 7th says that we'll go shortly. That ECG should not even be the one responding to these issues. Gridco should be the ones talking.
You see, honestly, when Nanaya speaks, most of the time, I wear two lenses. I watch her with a political lens. Then I also watch her with her technical and experience lens. That I'll always give to her. Most of the things she says, she would always refer to the technical point, and most of the time on experience. I'm not really disputing. But what I want to put up is that, look, Bella, the issue of, first of all, the concern she raised about they taking me through ABC to come and sit to defend, I do appreciate it. But of course, we're in 2024. Information is everywhere. You mustn't be strictly technical person to be able to comment or contribute or even make submissions on certain happenings. In any case, we have followed the interview. I was communicating with the ECG boss last night because before I come, I normally would ask the sensitive questions, the most relevant, and I'll do my research before coming. So I do appreciate her concern. And also, look, Bella, the issue of NDC not communicating enough and not standing up to the task, it has to do with simply what is behind their mind. Conscience is natural. If they don't have the moral right to equalize, they can't even start equalization. And if you will permit me, I'll tell you, look, this is their founder of blessed memory saying this to Ghanaians. And look at what he is saying.
Compare us to the MPP. MPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults.
Oh, what's this? I mean, you think he's not there to... We cannot play this, unfortunately.
So may he so rest in peace. If I knew she would even go that, I would have sent it to your production.
Yeah, you should have checked with our production team.
But I'm just saying that it is still on record. We still do have it. And no matter your level of distraction or reaction, I would keep telling you that there is a vast difference. That is why Nanaya is so disappointed and so unsatisfied with their response. And that's what I'm telling you. If they don't have the moral right to talk, they don't have it.
Okay.
All they would do is to come and heckle.
Okay.
And we do enjoy the heckles. Now, fast forward, or in conclusion.
Yes, conclude for me.
What I am saying is that I am not moving away from my point. We all have seen that capacity is sorted. We have heard from all the stakeholders, well, wherever they, if you're even talking about credits and who did what happens to the principle of continuity and sustainability? You shouldn't come to make noise about when somebody is continuing with whatever legacy you had left. So they were expecting us to come to scrap off every good thing they have done. They will come and I wouldn't pretend to say there wasn't a single thing the NDC did. That would make me so dumb.
Okay.
What I am saying is that they should stop telling us, and we started this and we did this.
All right.
Tamale International Airport, forgive me to digress a bit. When they went and did runway, aprons and all that, they went to say we did phase 1. What is phase 1?
Okay.
I'll even come that on another
Let's
day.
not digress.
So
let's move on. Let's move
that's
on.
why I apologize before digressing. So finally, what I am saying is that at least he has been a bit honest by accepting that they haven't done much of communication. That's what Nanaya touched on.
All right.
Yes, rapid response committee or team, I am for it as well. Because the essence of service to your client is letting them understand should it be good or bad. So when there is a challenge, they should come out. And also, in terms of mobilizing the funds or revenue internally, they should be more proactive.
All right, thank you.
We aren't ready to take excuses.
Thank you.
them.
I mean, in 2023, there was a load management schedule that was released by the ECG. Exactly. So, which is why we're asking that if that's the case, why can't we get, even if it's load management or transformer management,
they think there's
why shouldn't we get a timetable? In fact, they listed the areas. There was, region groups, affected areas, depending on the time that the lights will go off as well.